What the car gonna do without that shit,
D?
What's up with that
What that shit, D?
Let's go!
Bitch.
What the car gonna do without that shit? Oh, hey! Happy New Year with a car like that. Shit! Alright, peace out, y'all.
Hold up. What you gonna do with a car like that? How you gonna get it done with a shit like that? Moon. What's up, everyone? So this video here, I finally get to do it. It's another friendship of, my friendship with video that, I already doing about several now. The last one I did was Bobby. That one was really short. And here comes a long one. And this one is my best friend, another one of my best friends, and that is Neil Williams, aka Eugene Williams. I've been calling him by his nickname for a long time, but since that whole group text incident and pretty much just what I did toward the end of January, I've been referencing his name as his real name. I've been referencing it by his real name of Neil. And so I think going forward, especially as I brought back everyone recently, even under my contact list, I'm going to go by Neil going forward. Not so much Eugene. I'm just going to stick with Neil just because that's his real name. And I thought it'd just be better for me, and especially knowing what, knowing that we've known each other for a long time, and it's been, what now, like exactly 14 years? Yeah, I think it'll be exactly 14 years in July, because I met him when me and Russ and Dewey watched the Batman movie. This was on a Friday, if I'm not mistaken, sometime in July. I think it was opening night, if I'm not mistaken, because we met up with Nick and Neil. I met both of those guys at the same time, and we were watching that movie at the Regal Theater in Cereals Town Center. So, and I think after that we were at Burger King, and I just got to know both of those two more, and for a while, especially going into the next year, in 2013 and even 2014, at least till December, every time we hung out with Neil, he was always with Nick, especially when we celebrated Neil's birthday. Nick was always there, right? So it was been that way until the first time that Neil got to hang out just by himself was the day that I picked him up from his place. I think that was the first time, if I'm not mistaken, that I picked him up from his place when we went to go see the Christmas lights at Mission Inn. That's the first time that we went, and the first time I went, and that was with the big old group, that had me and him, Julio, Russ, Anastasia, Jesse, Carlos, and I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, and Dewey was there as well. That was a huge group. Hope I'm not missing some people, but yeah, that was a huge group when we went, especially if it was my first time going, and that was the first time I think I have already. I don't think I even declared it on that day yet. I think it was going into next year, the following year, which was 2015, and that's when I made Neil the nutballer, an official nutballer. So yeah, I've been going forward. We started doing hangouts, just with groups that, whether it included Russ or the boss, or Dewey, or just all of them together. We've done a whole lot of those, and even it just became more and more of those. And even when it's just him and I, in the later years, I'm talking about 2016, 17, 2018, 2019. And, forget what happened in 2020, 2021, 22, even 23, so last year. So we just done a whole lot. And I think as far as like hangouts with friends is concerned, you know, I think to this day, I think the most hangouts I've done with a friend is actually, I want to say it's with him. I know that um, I've done a whole lot with the boss. Going back to those days where we used to hang out at Chris's house, um, and Chris, and not so much with Robbie, but I think it was more with the boss and Chris. Tristan, you can argue, um, but it just seems like I've done a whole ton more with Neil. And right now, as I'm continuing this what do you call it? It's been happening for about 3 years now. The last day of the month hangouts with a friend or more. He's been in a majority of these last day of the month hangouts, and including one that's coming up tomorrow, where not only are we gonna hang out at Coffee Bean, but before that, guess what? He's gonna be the first friend that I'm gonna ball with. Yes, breaking news. Neil is gonna be the first friend that I'm gonna ball with for this 2025 season alone. Finally, first friend ever. We'll see how that goes. We're supposed to play in Arnold Cypress for tomorrow, and that's going to be an after-work game. It's going to be a primetime game. It's not going to be directly from my workplace going over there. It's going to be a primetime game. So can't wait, man. I'm going to see how things work out, especially going forward into the next month in July. So right now I'm at 0-0, and Neil will be the first friend. Yeah, I haven't beaten him yet. The first time I played against him, just him alone, was Mackay Park, and I lost that one. And that was last year on April 19th. I remember what happened that day. Yeah, but yeah. So, yep. And as far as where our friendship is, I know that he's been the guy. Like, I hung out with him actually twice for these past couple of last day of the month hangouts, April 30th and May 31st. And May 31st we did the trail. It was 39 straight at the time. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, that is now April 30th. So that, I mean, I told Neil as we hung out on May 31st, on that last day of the month, that I think for 4 straight years, not 4 straight, ever since I started this last day of the month hangouts, he's been on every May 31st hangout. So when I started this was like the streak on 2022, May 31st, we were at Black Bear Diner. It was me, him, Dewey, and I forgot who else. I think it was Russ or Boss. But I just remember we were in Blackbird Diner for that May 31st in 2022. And the following year, May 31st, obviously, me, Russ, and Neil, we went to visit Abbas's place for the first time, the place where he's at now. And then last year, May 31, it was me, Neil, and Ray. We were having dinner at Red Robin, the one by the Brea Mall. And then this year, we did a trail just off of Garden Grove, the Twin Lakes Trail. Really nice. And then what did we do? Oh yeah, we checked out Arnold Cypress Park. And so now we're gonna play there. Hopefully there's no one taking the court. But for the most part, and this is now going to be, he's gonna be in the third straight now. Where as far as it's just me and him. So, and he's, like I said, he's been in a majority of these last day of the month hangouts. Cuda as B, right? So yeah, it's been a majority of them. I think at one point it was like a long streak back in 2022. I'm gonna have to do a count. and see how many times that Neil has been with me, whether it's with a group or by himself. Because I know at one point it was like a long streak where he's been on every single one, whether it be last year or the year before. But yeah, for the most part, as far as our friendship is concerned, dude, you know, it's just gonna remain as strong as ever. You know, I think with our friendship, it's just definitely unique in a way that with what I came up with back then in 2016, you know, he definitely adopted to it because I infected him with it. And so the fact that I got him to say with a cut like that, how the cut gonna get it done with the she like that, man. And, you know, what's up with that shit D, all that stuff. Yep, it's been our thing. I know I haven't done it as of late, but that's what made our friendship just definitely one of the most easygoing. You know, this is a guy that I get super comfortable with, like a brother, you know. Just, he never got any issues with me, you know, other than what I said on the group chat. You know, I know there's times I got annoyed by these countless rants that I made about my dump and, you know, other things. But, you know, other than that, dude, he's just the most chill, like Chris and Abbas. And, you know, as far as Abbas goes, I don't know what the hell he said yesterday. I hope he's okay now. But, you know, I think, like, as far as me, Neil, and Abbas, I think that's just about the best, you know, group right there, because we both able to collate that. And, you know, I think we have that best chemistry when it's just our group like that, if it's just us three. But, you know, as far as Neil's concerned, you know, we've done a whole lot. We've gone to knots plenty of times. You know, we've balled plenty of times. We went to Coffee Bean many times. I've hung out with him on my lunch break many times. You know, going all the way back to 2022. So, and yeah, the other coffee shop where, you know, where Katie was working at the time, you know. So we've done a whole lot together, man. I think that, you know, just simply put with this friendship, I think it's, you know, it's going to stay strong as it's ever been. You know, even after what I did, like towards the end of January, you know, I knew that this dude, you know, just definitely, I think our friendship, just like with me and the boss, has remained like two of the strongest since day one. So I gotta say, man, I think as best friends, you know, I gotta thank Neil, and especially, you know, the favors that we've done with one another. And, you know, even if I ask him for some more favors, this and that, always having to will to help me out. And, you know, short hangouts, long hangouts, I think I've checked all the boxes of what I did with this guy, except for long travel. Well, you know, I'm talking about like staying like over the weekends, or, you know, maybe a weekend, like overnight, and then coming back, you know, just like I did with Tristan, and then also with Robbie and Julio. That's yet to happen. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but you know what? You know, our friendship is always going to stay as strong as ever. This is my cut-ass bitch. This is Neil. This is Eugene. And, you know, our friendship is going to stay as strong as ever, man. So, yeah. I mean, nothing is going to change from there. And, you know, he's definitely one of the most humble dudes I ever met. And the uniqueness of our friendship will continue. You know, I do appreciate uniqueness. I know he does too. So that being said, let me know what you all think. And yeah, he's a nut baller for life, man. You know, let's just you know, just continue, you know, sharing a lot of moments and memories, and especially just more hanging out and having fun, because I know he easily has fun, just like me and the boss, and, you know, as a group, you know, he likes crafts just like me, you know. So yep, we're gonna continue to do a lot of stuff, especially for Halloween, Christmas, the fall, a whole lot of things. Definitely will come up with more ideas to do with this guy, and you know, that's where I think we should level up our friendship, and at least till who knows what the situation is going to be, with where I'm living, and yeah. So I gotta make the most of it soon. So I mean, just more and more, and yeah, especially with Johnny. Oh yeah, we've had hangouts with my coworker slash longtime work friend Johnny. Yeah, where we had lunches where we celebrated me and Johnny's birthdays, and along with other things as well. So, yep, that's also a good group. Me, Johnny, and Neil. So I know Johnny's been swamped with a lot of stuff, and I know when being in my dump, it is what it is, right? But for the most part, we'll have these. We'll definitely still have these, for as long as I'm still there. And even when I'm no longer working there, hoping a time will come for that, we'll definitely still hang out, me, Johnny, and Neil. So, yeah, man, like I said, we shall continue this friendship for as long as we both live. He's one of the easiest going dudes I ever met, and I know Russ cherishes him just as much as I cherish him. So, that being said, he's a nut baller for life, and may this cut-ass friendship continue for life, man. May the force be with us cut-ass bitches for all. Yeah, man. So let me know what y'all think, and yep, just yeah. So, all right, peace out, everyone. With a cut like that, motherfucker. She like that.